is our, I'm going to call it officially our first anniversary race, as we had, as our inaugural race of Sim Race Campus was at the chicane, and we had 50 cars. It was a madhouse. And here we are nearing the end of our first official full season. And we've got our lowest participation as of yet, with 13 cars. It's a holiday weekend. It is the chicane, and participation is dropping off. There's less reason for some back markers to show up. There's nothing, may not be much left for them to fight for. Who knows? Big holiday season is coming. Participation is down in general for iRacing at this time. So lots of factors. Ronnie, congratulations, our new first time winner, and Jeff Lovell took a hit in his race for the championship with coming in 10th place. Kind of a tough race for Jeff, and here we are coming up on another perfect lap for me that only goes bad in one place. And where would that possibly be but the chicane? And here I did a whole bunch of practice at being safe and clean and smooth through it, and then I pushed myself to go through it fast, and what do you know, first time through, and I got that, which unfortunately for me was a incomplete repair after the almost 20 minutes of repairs. This tire here just never came all the way, this wheel never came all the way back into place, so I could not turn left. And so let's get to the couple things we have to look at. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. One of these things is not like the other. Oh, I can't remember the whole song. It's been a long time, but we got that nice dive up the inside from our last place qualifier. Which I spoke of at the beginning of the race there. I'm going to take a close look at that now. Yeah, it's a long jump on it. The numbers confirm a significant margin in the pace difference between when the pole sitter gets on the throttle and when our last place qualifier is on the throttle. The timing is early, and he's going much faster than the pole sitter when he hits the throttle, which gives him that just simple dive right up the inside, endangering everybody's race, disrespecting everybody, and racing in general. This is a protestable offense, as I have mentioned, as everybody should be aware. So that is another strike for Carlos. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah, that's right. That's all it is. Just congratulations on one hell of a save and clean track reentry. Because, man, going off there and getting that rear end around is almost, I mean, that's a guaranteed nose into the wall. It was an incredible save. Ooh, ugly camera. What we know here is that Gilberto, after this, was in a run for fuel. So there's the reason for those brakes here right at the apex, was trying to slow it up to get into the pits. I can't fault either one of these guys. There's clearly an attempt to avoid this. There's going with loose on Gilberto just a touch while breaking in the apex to get into the pits. So I'm going with the racing incident. A little bit of fault for both drivers. Unfortunate to see, but also good to see a nice fight coming in with as the white flag is dropping. So many kudos to everybody. Much respect and good words were shared by everybody after the event. So applause for everybody involved in what could have been a very controversial moment here. And so that ends the story of Lime Rock Park for this season. We are done with the park and then the chicane, and no more for season one. And I would say that the core group here tamed it really well today, or well, the other day. Um, Considering from our first trip here with 50 cars and complete and utter mayhem all over the place, to our lowest showing here with 13 cars, all in our core group. And we had a few solo spins, but we had there was honestly some good racing out there, some good cool heads, some good battling, and some good times. I'm really happy with everything. Gilberto, our current reigning champion, season champion, has offered to reach out to Carlos for our language barrier trouble there. As that is the one point of contention that we are having right now. And so I'm hoping that not only is there a coordination and a conversation that takes place, since I've heard nothing back on my attempts. I hope something takes place, and then I also hope that it's good, because I don't want to have to just, go full boot. But so what I'm hoping for is that we can get Carlos to show a willingness to abide by the rules here at the end of this season, as he can get on page with an understanding of the setup, and then we'll, with the changes coming next season on our penalty structure, we'll work in a kind of a clean slate for him, and more than likely everybody, because it's a pretty substantial change, which will encourage more close racing. It puts the learning focus, the learning curve, on awareness for the driver ahead and the driver behind on kind of an equal footing, because that spatial awareness is so key to internet sim racing. And the current setup that I've kind of instigated is over-regulated in order to affect clean racing. And what is really going to be best is for the structure to focus on the teaching of awareness, because everybody's going to learn 1,000% more in 2 seconds side by side than you are running 1,000 laps by yourself, monitoring your brakes and your throttle. That's just the way it is. You're going to learn about your other drivers. You're going to learn about yourself when you're side by side. So the new structure coming next season is really going to focus on a better learning environment. It's going to be more work for me. Hopefully more fun on the reviews. People are going to need to protest rather than just count on these reviews from me. And so there's some big changes coming. So hopefully, Carlos, we can get a good handshake going with the help of Gilberto and work that out. And congrats everybody on the core group here for coming together and making and taming Lime Rock here before the end of season one. Practice smart.